So we are on Thursday the 24th of April, and this is the Power Platform Daily Brief. And you probably figured out it's not the same voice as you're normally hearing. It's Mark Christie, and I have Lucy Muscat with me today.
Morning, Mark. Thanks for having me on.
No worries. So today we're just going to cover what's happening in and around the community. Talk about a couple of blogs, a couple of YouTubes, maybe some upcoming events, and talk about the podcast that myself and Ian are running. So I've been scouting about, looking at sort of what blogs have been happening, what's new, what's fresh, and I'm going to totally butcher somebody's name here. I hope I don't, but Louise Fries, I hope that is right. She is a SharePoint consultant who has been doing a lot around the Power Platform. I came across her blogs quite a lot recently, and there's one which is called Why My Heart Beats for Microsoft Teams. And it's a visual guide, and honestly, the thing just blew my mind. It's very well presented. It's something that everyone has to take a look at. So all of these blogs and channels that we're going to just give you a brief intro to, we'll put in the show notes so you can jump along and have a look at them.
Yeah, and I think it's really worth checking out Louise's Twitter as well. She does some great visual guides to some of the complicated sides of things. So yeah, she's brilliant. Can't rate her enough.
My favourite thing as well is stickers, and she sent me over some stickers as well.
No way. Got massive sticker envy.
Yeah, so there's a sticker here. I'm just looking at it on my laptop. Instead of thinking features, think about what the business needs.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's quite cool.
I think it is, and I think I've seen quite a lot of people that perhaps might have forgotten that. So it's a really good reminder. Always have that on your laptop.
Yes. I should actually put it on the front so I remember that myself sometimes. So do you have anything that you want to share or anything that you've come up with recently?
I sure do, Mark. I've got a couple actually, but I'm going to start off by mentioning Scott DeRose. So Scott's been around obviously for a long time in the CRM scene, or CE scene as it is now. But he recently launched a new playlist on his YouTube channel called the Power Platform Unpacked. That's easier for some to say than others. And he's got some insanely good videos on there. So I think he's recorded about 4 or 5 now. But really, he's just sort of taking people through the Power Platform and how it can apply in different scenarios, and where you would choose one element of the Power Platform over the other. And he records with other people. For example, he's done one with Sara Lagerqvist, from one of our Swedish colleagues. So yeah, I can't recommend it enough. So check out Scott DeRose Power Platform Unpacked over on YouTube.
Yeah, it's definitely one. I initially seen that through Sarah's Twitter as well. So yeah, it's definitely one to go through. And I think there's, as you say, there's either 4 or 5 videos that are there already, and there's some nice guests that randomly appear as well. So yeah, I'm just looking at the moment. There are 1, 2, 3. There's 4 videos out there at the moment, and they're well worth watching.
Yeah, Scott just explains things in such a clear way, and I particularly like he did a talk at Summit Amsterdam just a couple of weeks back now about how he relates the Power Platform to the 3 realms, and it's just hilarious. And some of the animations he's got in that video are just brilliant, so it's well worth a watch.
What are the 3 realms? Is that something I'm totally missing?
It's a little bit like just some sort of mystical story.
All right, okay. So it's one of these things you have to see it to get there?
Yeah, it's definitely worth 7 minutes of your time, for sure.
Okay. So another blog that I've seen over the past few days, and actually it's a series as well, there's 3 parts to it. Karinna Klassen, I hope again that I have not butchered somebody's name. Jonas put me on to her, and she's got a little series. One of the blogs that I had a read through earlier on today was getting started with data integration on the Power Platform. So it's running through how you're connecting everything together. It's quite detailed as well. So for a new series to go into that level of detail, I think it's brilliant. So definitely have a look through that one.
That's brilliant. Can you just say that name again?
Are you on the wind up? Try to get me out. Okay. Karinna Klassen. Now, I hope that is correct. Again, we'll put the links up so everyone can tell me how badly I've pronounced that name.
Sounds awesome, though. I'll give that a stab.
your next one might be an easier
Yeah,
name to
I
go with.
haven't done this deliberately, but I have to give a shout out to someone who I met also again at Summit EMEA in Amsterdam, the user group summit. His name's Joe, or FloJo as he's now known. He's really new to the industry and really new to the dynamic space. But he actually, through numerous conversations whilst we were out at the summit, decided that he was going to start a complete from scratch beginner's guide to Microsoft Flow, because he'd literally never even seen it, never heard about it, never knew what it could do. And so he set up his YouTube channel specifically to take absolute beginners from start all the way through to building things like custom connectors and understanding some of the automations and some of the logic behind Flow. And he's done such a great job. Again, he's already put together, I think, something like 5 or 6 videos in the space of a couple of weeks. And I know he's gone from 0 to 260 followers on Twitter in that time as well. So yeah, really must give him a shout out. Really good content, really nice guy, and awesome Twitter handle.
Yeah, I do like it, and I like the picture as well. It's like it's almost a Simpsons-esque picture, isn't it?
Family Guy or something like that.
Again, definitely one to have a read through. I picked it up last week and thought, yeah, that was quite impressive, and I didn't realise he was that new into the area, so that makes it even more impressive. The main reason that I'm actually on here is to kind of talk about the podcast that myself and Ian Connolly do, which is a Power Platform People podcast. We're going to change the name because it's too many P's, and I end up forgetting. So we are still going to continue doing our monthly podcast that we have around the people in the Dynamics community. We're also doing a 15-minute bite-sized podcast with somebody from the community, talking about who they are and what event they've been to or what event they're going to, maybe a blog they've written. So it's just a quick, sharp, in and out 5-10 minute conversation with them, with a little bit of wraparound from myself and Ian. So that's not going to appear under the main CRM Audio Network feed. You'll have to go to the Power Platform People podcast feed. So you just search that in your favourite podcast engine, and that should come up, and subscribe to that, and you'll get that every week. We put one out last week with Matt Beard from Data 8, and there should be one that went out last night with Matt Collins. So that should be available for everyone to have a listen to now, and we've got some awesome guests going forward. They are good, they are well worth a listen to, and it just gives you an insight into the people around the Twitter handles, around the LinkedIn profiles, or the YouTube videos, because they give a lot of content. They don't really talk about themselves. This just gives people an understanding of who they are and what their motivations are for doing things.
Lovely.
And I think we have some events coming up over the next month. So why don't we just have a wee run through of what some of the events that are happening. If you're in the local area, you can join up and go along and meet some more people in the community.
Sure. So I'm going to work my way down through the list in consecutive order. So right at the start of May, we've got CRM UG in Birmingham. So that's one of the evening events. It's always really, really well attended. So well worth thinking about going to that one. So that's CRM UG Birmingham on the 1st of May. Then, interestingly, on the 6th of May, Microsoft Build are going to be, Microsoft Build is going to be viewed from the incremental offices in Scotland. So, Mark, I know that you're involved in hosting that, which sounds absolutely awesome. So, anyone that wants to go and see the live stream of Microsoft Build should definitely try and attend that. And I know Incremental's offices are absolutely awesome, so they're well worth a look too. And I know there's going to be beers and pizza, so what more could you want? Then on the 10th of May, there's Dynamics 365 Saturday in Toronto. I know Sarah Critchley's winging her way over the Atlantic to take part in that alongside Nick Dolman and a whole bunch of other cool people, so that's going to be brilliant. And then also on the 10th of May, we have the Finland Dynamics 365 user group. On the 11th of May, Dynamics 365 Saturday Montreal. So that'll be part of the road trip that Sarah and Nick Dolman are on, as mentioned earlier on. Then on the 14th of May, there is a CRM UG in Cambridge. I know, again, this is quite a new UG that's been set up, but it's well worth having a little attend to that if you can make sure you can be there. I know there's some great people that's going to be presenting there, like my colleague Will Will Dorrington. And then on the 18th of May, there's Dynamics 365 Saturday in Philly. I'd love to be able to get to that one, but it's just a little bit too far away from me. And then also on the 18th of May, we've got Dynamics 365 Saturday in Kiev. A whole bunch of great speakers going to be in that. And finally, another really busy day on the 18th of May, there is a Dynamics 365 Saturday in Amsterdam, where people like Sarah Lagerqvist and even Samit Saini are going to be attending. And then on the 23rd of May, we have CRMUG in Yorkshire. I know that's the kickoff event for them, so let's try and all show as much support as we can. And then right towards the end of the month, on the 25th of May, is Dynamics 365 Saturday in Madrid. Whew, whistle-stop tour of May.
That's quite good. So the one on the 10th of May in Finland is myself, Kyle Hill, and Ben Vollmer. We are over talking field service with Antti Pajunen and some of his local community.
Awesome.
So that should be quite interesting as well.
What a busy month.
I know, it's going to be awesome. And that's just the events that we know of. There are different events. There is a D365 calendar, if you search for it on Twitter. I think it's just at 365 calendar. That was a quick whistle-stop tour of the Dynamics community. Thanks for Lucy for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Goodbye and have a good one.